Another day, another Steam review. Now, I've already heard a thing or two about this one, just a little bit. So I'm guessing mostly positive 34,000. There's going to probably be some juicy negative ones in there to mix things up. First review, 54 hours on, oh God, is this a book? Dog. He hit the word count. I'm simply out of word count. Steam review section isn't made for people who like to vent their anger after rage quitting a game they've eagerly waited for several years, I'm guessing. Wow. So I'm guessing it's optimization. That's what I've heard. Okay. All right, Stalkers, you've been waiting for this game for a long time, just like everybody else. So let me tell you about what you're getting after 54 hours into the game. He gave us a little prologue. He gave us his credentials. Listen, I've been waiting. Here's my 54 hours. I appreciate it. Pros, game looks very nice. I agree. I hopped in recently for like 30 minutes before realizing that my poor performance was due to the fact that I installed the game on a hard drive instead of an SSD. Fun fact, kids, the days of using hard drives for anything other than like Balatro and some indie games are over. AAA game coming out, put it on an SSD. Otherwise, it's just not fun. It's not fun. Game looks very nice, as it should. 2024. The A-Life system doesn't work. I don't know what that is. The world doesn't feel alive because it isn't. There's no activity happening on the map as the A-Life system promised it would. At best, some mutants and humans will spawn in your vicinity. That sounds like the whole, Red Dead Redemption 2. There's like a whole ecosystem of NPCs doing their own thing. Is that what it's talking about? Like the world happens regardless of whether you're in that certain spot, so you can see like progress. I feel like a lot of games don't deliver that, right? But if they promised it and they were like, sorry, that sucks. There's no real threat on the map. Like they're easy. Mutants don't spawn anywhere except in designated points of interest. Oh, that's lame. It's a waste. Well, it's not really a wasteland, I guess, but like it's an irradiated area. There should be mutants everywhere. You'll be on the edge for your first hours, running through the howling wind at nighttime until you realize that there's actually no threat, no fear, no mutants, no humans, no nothing. Ooh. Mutants don't give you any reward for killing them. That's garbage. Mutants have obscene health pools. Yeah, the first one I killed took like 4 magazines. Granted, it was a pistol, but still. Seemed like a lot. You will only fight bloodsuckers. Whew. I'm actually playing through the Devil May Cry series, like the old games. It's just like this. They steal your money. They want to empty every single side pocket you have. Oh, you just beat that mission and got 10,000 gems? Cool, you can buy 1 large healing orb. There's no saving up for anything. It's, oh, you want to save? Okay, you better not need an item ever. Ever. And remember, there's no autosave. But even at low settings, it barely makes 60. Yeah, the requirements for this game are pretty obscene. Look at this. Recommended settings, 32 gigs of RAM. Again, I haven't seen that since Returnal, I think. And a 3070 Ti? Or a 4070? That's what I'm using. Damn. Like, damn. Oh, and it did say SSD required. Okay, well I didn't look at that, so that's on me. Yep. Well, this guy needs a warm blanket. There you go, big dog. As someone with over 100 hours across the 3 original titles, okay, this isn't the original title, I can't in good faith recommend this game to anyone, let alone returning fans. At least for the time being. It is a genuinely great experience, bar the performance, with great gunplay and immersive. See, how can you speak to great gunplay if the performance is terrible? Again, my reason's different, but as I was playing, I couldn't gauge whether it was fun or great gameplay. Like, if it's running terribly, that's going to skew how you see everything besides maybe the environment. unless there's like environment popping in and whatnot and it's still loading. It's kind of hard to gauge any of it if it's running poorly. Oh my God. 12 hours. That's got to be how long he put into this review. Where do y'all get the time? That's what I want to know. Runs like shit, buggy as shit, janky, not polished at all. Story is good, graphics are good. Story's good. You've been in 12 hours, and I know it takes about 40 to complete. Somehow game is enjoyable even at 40 FPS. For me, 8 out of 10. I mean, that's good. See, that's how you know, like, maybe he's a returning fan, or maybe it's just a good game. These runs like shit, buggy as shit, janky, not polished. That would be enough for someone to give it like a 2 out of 10. You know what I mean? Between all the negativity, mostly performance-wise, I feel the devs need to be given some praise. Yeah, didn't they make this during the war? Like, they had a literal war going on when they made this. Now, that's not an excuse per se, because if you know something's not ready, you don't put it out. But it is context that you should be aware of. Like, it's impressive. You know? Like, we got games like Gollum and whatever that Kong game was that, you know, the day before. And then there's Stalker 2, where performance isn't the best right now. And they had a war going on. So, that little score with an asterisk, keep that in mind. 62 hours on record. I used to forget to eat while I was playing this game. Dang. It would have been a 10 out of 10 and game of the year if not for a bunch of bugs. However, even so, I endured them and how cool the game is. I think everyone should try this unique experience, especially when everything is patched and fixed. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like survival games, but this almost feels like a survival horror FPS, you know? Like if you took Resident Evil and turned it more so into an FPS game, which I'm here for. This is how I know this guy is dedicated. Not because of his 16 hours or because he was able to pinpoint all of these issues. No, where was it? No dynamic shadows from the flashlight. I don't know about you. I mean, now I'm going to look for it. Now that's going to be one of those little boxes when I'm going through a game. I would have went my entire gaming career until I die playing my Steam Deck 12 in bed, whatever, without worrying nor noticing dynamic shadows from the flashlight. Maybe it's just me. I would have never thought about that. As I'm playing, I would have never picked up on whether that was a thing or not. Never would have crossed my mind. Enemies just spam you with grenades all the time. That's annoying. It costs a fortune to repair weapons and suits. Yeah, that's... Okay, these are all complaints, and he's recommending it. Weapon suit conditions go down way too fast. Shot 2 mags from AK and got minus 3%. That's lame. I thought the entire area, like, degrades your equipment just being in there. When you sit at the campfire, you cannot eat, drink, open PDA inventory. Oh, you can't do any of... All right, you get hungry every 5 to 10 minutes. I assume longer day-night cycle would be a great option as well to fix the issue. Mutant AI is strange. If you're being chased by the mutants and jump off a car, for example, they just run away. Or jump on a car. When you get down, they appear again. They don't try to jump or at least swarm around the car waiting for their meal. For now, the game is medium rare. Okay, I don't know if that's... Oh, it was a cooking joke. I was taking that like, well, most people prefer their steak medium rare, but no, he was like, let the devs cook. I see. Okay. All right. Calm down. Waiting for the devs to cook it properly. Okay, no, just kidding. Rewind that. Medium rare is, you know, like the societal norm for a good steak. Medium rare. I prefer medium. Medium rare is just a little too chewy for me. Like I used to eat that medium well, and then I had a medium steak and I discovered flavor. Never again. Slow clap. You get the slow clap. I've been kind of just breezing through some of these longer positive reviews. It's crazy to see, like in 2024, and I'm sure it'll happen moving forward, certain games like this one, it has its shortcomings as of 36 hours. However, it still feels like Stalker. I can feel the love, sweat, and passion they poured into the beautiful wasteland. Like certain games, certain developers, they can release something if it's based on a, you know, a prequel that came out years ago and they did it really well. They have a cult following where no matter how the game's performance has been poor for a lot of people, and yet still, despite that, oh yeah, recommend. Love it. Stalker 2 is great. That's insane to see how some games can have that, and others, it's like, oh, I can't run it at 8K 400 frames. Like, it's garbage. Oh, it doesn't have co-op and crossplay and cross-save. Oh, you mean it has a battle pass with cosmetics that don't improve gameplay? Terrible. Season pass? No, in the trash. Like, it's interesting just to see the different standards. Depending on the game, depending on the company, of course. The game is good, aside from one massive issue and one smaller one. First, the smaller one, weapon customization and modding. In the first game, there was a large branch tree of upgrades for each gun that would take a while to max out. I maxed out my AK-74's tiny upgrade tree in the first 2 hours in this game. Yikes. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Also would have liked to see an expansive attachment system, but it's pretty bare bones. But the real issue is unacceptable. A Life 2.0 is a fat lie. Wow. I didn't think something like that would be a huge issue. But I guess in this type of game, it makes more sense because, again, it is like a survival-esque game. So you want the environment to be changing. You want things to be happening apart from you so you can like stumble into it. That's the cool part about gaming, is to know that you're in a world that's, again, creatures are living, fighting each other. Things are happening without you, so that if by some chance you stumble into them, oh, whoa, this was going on and I didn't even know about it. And now I get to watch it, or I get to fight them and get some cool loot. It adds to the mysticism. It adds to the enjoyment, the immersion. Like real life, things happen. I'm sitting right here in a chair and things out there are happening. Oh, I feel like I'm playing Far Cry 5. They don't use cover or tactics. They just run at you and die. In the original Stalker, the AI would be wandering around, living their lives fighting and camping out. You could spot a group of stalkers getting attacked by dogs 500 meters away. See only one survived and bump into that sole survivor 20 minutes later chilling at a fire in the village. In this game, the AI just randomly spawn and despawn around you. I don't think you could actually snipe in this game because of it. Remember, Stalker does not have bugs, just anomalies. It's a good way to look at it. You know what? That is a half glass full type man. I like that. I like that. You get some sauce. And if I could double sauce you, I would. That is the attitude we need to have. There's no bugs. There's no glitches. There's just anomalies. It's all part of the game. It's part of the experience. Can you imagine if they released like Cyberpunk? Game that took years to come out. And they said, oh, the performance issues, that's part of the immersion. You're getting hacked constantly. That's what it is. I feel like there's a solid chance they could have gotten away with that. With all the bugs and crashes, I keep loading it back. Can't stop playing. Wait for patches if you're on the fence. That's insane. I have never encountered a game where it continues to have bugs, poor performance, and crashes, and then just hop back in. Literally never. Have you ever had that? Go down and tell me, please. Has there ever been a game where it keeps crashing and you just keep booting it up? I could not imagine. And while you're down commenting, also subscribe so you can see updates to this. I'll tell you what I think of Stalker. I'll do a little saucy review, some caffeine and whatnot. But no, I'm serious. Tell me, is there a game where no matter how many times it crashes, you're just like, I don't care. It's part of the charm. Boot it back up. I need to know, because I don't have one. Like, there's no way. Died to the first anomaly, 10 out of 10. But that's not why I'm recording. Look at this. I don't even care about the technical problems. This is a diamond in the rough. Clearly a labor of love. Could you imagine Black Myth Wukong coming out, which is a fantastic game, hence it's on the Game of the Year nominees, but it had really poor performance issues. Now, I know some people had performance issues, but not like this, not on the scale of this game. So could you imagine? Nobody would have cut it any slack. They would have put it on the chopping block and been like, trash. Would be a cool game, but I can't even play it. And yet this game gets a pass. It's like, performance issues don't matter. I love it so much. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just interesting to see how different games are viewed differently. When I was a child, I heard a legend about the development of this game, and now the legend has become true. This exact review could be copy and pasted for GTA 6. When and if that ever comes out, I mean, at this point, this is like what, Good and Evil, Beyond Good and Evil 2? It's like, oh yeah, it's in development. Sure, maybe, might come out. You could use this for GTA 6. You get some sauce. Now this is my kind of review, bullet points, baby. Well, Stalker 2 is a 4 out of 10. See, now that's a bad score. A 7 out of 10 is not bad. That's a good score. 4 out of 10, that's a failure. Okay? Well, I mean, okay, hold on. Because, I mean, 5 out of 10 is like a meh game. So 4 out of 10 is like a meh that doesn't perform well. Okay, here we go. Pros, familiarity with the past 3 Stalker titles. So, like, if you played those, you know how to play this. All right. Cruel and scary. Yeah, it was definitely spooky. It took me a while to figure out you had a flashlight. Like, I was going through the first mission, pitch black. I was like, what do I do? It was, yeah. It got that vibe going. World design, atmospherics, graphics, sound, radio design, or radio music, and anomalies. Cons. A general feel of imbalance, roughness, and tediousness. Game-breaking bugs. Unable to continue the main campaign due to a bug. Ooh, that sucks. Bullet sponges. Immersion-breaking enemy spawn mechanics. Yeah, weapons feel way too ineffective and don't feel as rewarding as in previous titles. Can't remove Skiff's pistol from the inventory, so why carry another? Damn. It seems like they have a lot of mechanics to sell the immersion of, like, you need to survive in this hostile environment. We're going to make you feel like you're in a hostile environment. But the only one who needs to survive is you. The world's not going to feel like it's, surviving without you. You're not going to see factions doing their thing. You're not going to see mutants doing their thing. The only one feeling the effects of any of this is you. And that would be annoying. Mutants drop no loot. Guys, drop loot. Come on. That's like gaming 101 at this point. Stealth is poorly executed. Stealth? Doesn't feel like a stealth game. Enemies seem omniscient once combat begins, missing essentials like binoculars and proper night vision. The world feels empty, lifeless, and annoying. Yeah, they need some good patches at this point. Like a good amount of patches. Despite my love for the Stalker series, I can't recommend Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl in its current state. It's plagued. Not swarmed, not filled to the brim, no drops left. Plagued by design flaws, bugs, and a sense of incompleteness that detracts from what made the originals great. On its totality, it's just off. For now, I hope. And we have another developer response. The zone will continue to evolve. Yes, patches on the way. That are not supposed to be in the zone, report them to our technical support hub. Cool. Well, let me know what y'all think about Stalker 2. Are you enjoying it? Are you able to get some better performance out of it? I'm re-downloading mine to my SSD, so hopefully I should be able to, actually enjoy it now. Like, it was cool, but the terrible performance was really killing it for me. So I imagine that'll be gone. I hope. And again, let me know if you have a game that you just could care less about performance and you love it. It's a 10 out of 10 anyway. Like, you could play it despite all the problems in the world. I want to hear. I'll see you in the next one. Stay caffeinated, folks.